Hey guys, welcome to another beer review, and yeah, we're doing an American craft beer, even though I know some people now don't really consider this brewery a craft brewer, because it's a fairly popular brewery and you can find some of their beers, well actually a lot of their beers, outside of the US, and it's an American brewery. And that brewery is of course Sierra Nevada, coming out of California. And this is the Celebration Fresh Hop IPA from 2015. Now we're in June, so we're 6 months into 2016, and I know, well, I think this was actually brewed originally in November. So I think I'm going to lose quite a lot of that hop character. I know that already. But I was interested to see this one because it's one that you see, like the stout that they do. You see the pale ale in pretty much every supermarket. You see their Torpedo Double IPA, which is also available in some supermarkets back in the UK, as well as their like porter and their lager and their wheat beer. You know, the very basic range. But I don't really ever see any of their seasonal, more limited beers. And Beretta was stocking one. And I thought, you know what, I've not had an American craft beer for a hell of a long time. Why don't I give it a go, give it a try? And yeah, looks really nice. Very festive, very celebratory. Nice illustration on the front. I absolutely love the Sierra Nevada logo. And then you've got nice typography. And this is clocking in at 6.8%. So it's a little bit up there. So I'll quickly read you what it says on the back. We first brewed Celebration IPA in the winter of 1981. Each year we use only the first fresh hops of the growing season to create this complex and robust ale. Layered pine and citrus hop aromas balance delicately against rich malt sweetness to shape the bold wintertime classic. Now I've pretty much read, the tasting notes there. But the hops used in this one, because it kind of tells you on the side of the bottle, are Centennial, Chinook and Cascade. And this was imported to Germany by One Pint, which is a German distribution company, obviously. And it doesn't tell me the date of when this was bottled, even though from what I've read, it's usually about November when they do it. But the best before date is 20th of the 11th, 2016. So I'll quickly read what it says on the neck of the label as well. A special ale for the holidays. Celebration IPA features the first hops of the growing season. This pioneering ale is full of complex flavours and aromas from the generous use of whole cone American hops. So I think the hops used in this, they're about a week old, or about a week old when they're fresh, that sort of thing. So hopefully that's helped it keep a bit of its hop profile. I'm not too sure. I've done a little bit of research just to see what the reviews are like, and there are still quite a few people. Nice amount of smoke there. Of course, it all disappears as soon as I lift the bottle up. But there's still a lot of people all over the world still reviewing this one and having high opinions of it. So I'm excited. I do like Sierra Nevada, but I've only ever tried 2 of their other beers. And that would be the Pale Ale, which was probably one of my first American craft beers that I ever drank, and the Torpedo Double IPA. I really enjoy the regular pale ale. I think it's a fantastic beer, and I think it's great that it's so widely available now in the UK because it's top notch. I was a little bit let down by the double IPA, the Torpedo, because I was expecting a lot more, but at that point I really hadn't drank too many craft beers, so I'll probably enjoy it a lot more next time I try it. Now, from what I've read online, this is bottle conditioned, so I'll add that in a little bit when it's died down. But beer in a glass, that is really nice so far. It's a nice, sort of like a hazy cherry red, almost like a pale tomato sort of thing. A lot of hop haze in there, and I think it is indeed bottle condition because I'm sure there's little bits hanging on to the side. Nice, slow amount of steady carbonation towards the top of the glass. And yeah, I really love that colour. It's not like a ruby red, but it's got like pale sort of, like almost like a grape red. And it looks pretty much the same in camera as it does on, well, in person. And the beer poured with about 2 fingers worth of, well, it's foamy because I shook it up a bit and put a little in, but nice closed bubbles, about 2 fingers worth of slightly off-white head. And yeah, it looks good already. So on the aroma, you're picking up some like tropical fruits in there. Yeah, your typical like grapefruits, lychee. But you can also pick up the malt as well, and it's definitely, even though I've kind of spoilt myself by reading what's on the label, you do get that. It's got like a winter feel to it. Really nice and subtle. You could definitely pick up the hops in there. Yeah, they are. It is a hop forward beer for sure. Maybe it would be a little bit more pungent if it was a bit more fresh. I mean, it's, you know, more than half a year old, but it still smells good. It's just really nice and subtle. It's got some slight warming characteristics in the aroma, and I'll just go pour the rest of that in. Look at that head. Yeah, head's not really one of the best things that I give this. I'm not even going to go there. But yeah, look how nice and foamy that is. And the beer, it's not really clouded up anymore. It's still very hazy anyway. But yeah, looks good. It smells good. Hopefully it's going to taste just as good, if not better. So anyway, cheers guys. Let's go in for a taste. It's actually still got a lot more hop character than I thought it would do. And I was picking up the tropical aromas on, tropical smells on the aroma. Tropical smells on the aroma, what does that mean? You don't really get that on the flavour. I'm picking up more of the malts in there. It's got a nice malt backbone, but you are picking up those hops, and it's more bitter than anything else. It's not a very extremely bitter IPA, but the bitterness is the main flavour that I'm getting. And if you were to give me this beer about a year ago, I'd have said it's a bit too bitter for my tastes. But I've come to really appreciate, I mean, the IPA style is, you know, from what I can go, it's supposed to be, you know, bitter anyway. But I like it when the tropical fruits are, you know, bounced up and it's nice and zesty, citrusy. But I've come to really appreciate beers like this. It just tastes really nice. It's what you expect from an American styled IPA. But it's not as fruity, it's not as tropical, it's not as zesty. It's got these like winter flavours to it, winter characteristics. And even though, you know, we're in summer now, this would be perfect still. You know, IPAs, they're a perfect summer beer anyway. For the most part, it depends what style of IPA and what ingredients are in there. So even in summer, this is going to be good. But I can imagine this, when it's fresh at winter time, I wouldn't say it's festive, but, you know, it gets you in that sort of mood. It's nice and comforting. Really nice, well-rounded beer. And yeah, I really can't fault it. I really can't fault it at all. I'm just really surprised at how still that hop character is still there for me anyway. Yeah, nice malty. I'm getting like almost slight coffee notes in there. It's just a really nice IPA. And it kind of, as you know, the British IPAs, they're more like malty, that sort of thing. This is like a nice blend of the two, so no matter which side of the IPA fence you fall on, there's something there for it, and it's a really high quality beer. It tastes like Sierra Nevada, if that makes any sense. And yeah, very good beer indeed. I really can't fault it. I just wish I'd been able to have tried this a lot fresher, but I don't think you're going to be able to do that really unless you're either in America or they contract the recipe off to another brewery in your country. But considering that we're in June now, still a very flavoursome beer. Got a nice body to it, nice amount of character, and yeah, in terms of a score, I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. I really can't fault it. It just gets one minus point because obviously it's not a completely fresh beer, but again, you could completely disregard that. But yeah, it's got like nice creaminess as well. I'm picking up like nice cherry notes, that sort of thing. It's just a damn good beer. It really is, and I'm very glad that I picked this one up. I think I actually prefer this one to the regular pale ale. A really solid beer. And thankfully Beretta, where I picked this up from, have quite a few interesting brews from Sierra Nevada that I've not really seen too much outside of like beer reviews from America, that sort of thing. But yeah, if you ever get to try this one, definitely do so. Very high quality. No matter what you think of, Sierra Nevada, this is a high quality beer, and it doesn't matter how big or how successful a brewery is or business practices, that sort of thing. As long as they're not like crooked, and as long as they create good beer like this, it really shouldn't matter. And that's a really fantastic little beer. It really is. You don't pick up the alcohol at all. The warmth I'm getting is from those malts and the characteristics in that regard. And yeah, really good beer, and I'm very happy that I picked this one up. So it's a 9 out of 10 from me. Waffled on way too long, didn't really tell you any information as I usually do, but I like doing these beer reviews, especially when I get to drink beers like this. I'd definitely pick this up again. I'd probably actually wait till next year, till the 2016 release, when I could get my hands on it to give it another try. But that being said, I could happily go to the shop again and pick up another couple of bottles now, because it's just a damn good drinkable beer. Anyway, thank you for sticking with me for this beer review. Check out my IPA playlist down below for some of my other IPAs, or because I haven't really promoted the craft American beers that I've done, check out the American playlist. If you've tried this beer, whether it be 2015 or any of the previous renditions of it, then let me know your thoughts and opinions. What's your favourite Sierra Nevada brew? What's your favourite IPA? What's your favourite festive or seasonal IPA? And yeah, just bombard me with comments. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe for more beer reviews. And yeah, if you're on Instagram or Twitter, feel free to follow me on there. And I shall hopefully see you in my other beer review. And I don't know why I'm spinning this glass like this. See you later, guys.